अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन। सो मुझे कंटिन्यूसली एक रिक्वेस्ट आ रही थी कि आई शुड टॉक अबाउट fertility issues in young women who are undergoing cancer treatment. So yes, we see a lot of women who develop cancer at a very young age, and some of them they are not married, some of them they are married but they don't have children, some of them they are recently married. So majority of these issues they come when we are treating breast cancer. It is not like कि दूसरे cancers में हम ये issues नहीं देखते, लेकिन because breast cancer treatment is so good and most of the patients are survivors, especially if they are coming in stage 1 to 3. So इन patients के अंदर हमारे लिए ये issues address करना right at the beginning of treatment, it is very important. So कुछ लोगों का ये क्वेश्चन भी होता है कि जब कैंसर ट्रीटमेंट होता है तो उससे पीरियड्स पे क्या असर होता है, क्या पीरियड्स इरेगुलर हो सकते हैं, क्या पीरियड स्टॉप हो सकते हैं. सो मोस्ट ऑफ आवर पेशेंट्स दे आर नॉट गाइडेड प्रॉपरली इन दिस कॉन्टेक्स्ट. सो वी विल टॉक अबाउट ऑल दीज इशूज़. सो सबसे पहले तो ये है कि सबसे पहले व्हेन एवर आई सी अ पेशेंट विद ब्रेस्ट कैंसर हु इज़ यंग, like who is less than 40 and who has not completed her family, or who is married has not completed her family, who is unmarried. So basically ये सारे situations हो सकती हैं. So the first thing I ask them कि what are their future plans. So if they are married for a long time and they don't have children in spite of having multiple infertility treatments, so the chances of having children after treatment would be even lesser. So I generally counsel them that we won't be taking care of their fertility, या फिर that would be unlikely because of the treatment, या फिर जो उनकी already for the reasons they hadn't had children for a long time, they may not have children in future. But the women who got married recently or who don't have children or who are unmarried, so we have to specially take care of their fertility, because once the cancer is cured, they have to get married in future and they have to think about their family as well. So पहली बात तो ये है कि we need to understand that obviously fertility and marriage and all these issues they are important, but life takes priority. So ऐसे patients जिनका advanced cancer होता है और जहाँ पर मुझे लगता है कि these issues they are not as important because the cancer is so advanced and so aggressive. In that case, I counsel the patients and I tell them that we will try to take care of these issues, but their life comes first. If the chances of fertility they are reduced, then they will have to accept it. So patients who have good chances of cure, who have early stage disease, so in these patients we have to take special care to make sure that their ovaries are protected during the treatment. So in the Western world, the priority or the best solution that we can offer them is to have oocyte preservation or egg preservation or embryo preservation. So this egg preservation if they are unmarried, embryo preservation if they are married. So this is the ideal way of protecting their fertility. So but the cost of this treatment, if we go for embryo preservation or oocyte preservation, is quite high in our country. And in addition to the cost, when we go for these procedures, the patient have to wait a certain amount of time so that this fertility preservation procedure can be made possible. So it may take at least 4 weeks to 6 weeks before we can start treatment. So this needs to be kept in mind. So if we are going for oocyte or embryo preservation, this will take some time and their treatment might be slightly delayed. So we have special centers who have fertility specialists. So we refer patients to those specialists. Or generally gynecologists are contacted for this purpose. So these are very specialized services. These are not available everywhere. We have hardly few centers in Pakistan. Namely, I think पाकिस्तान में शायद एक ही, इस्लामाबाद में एक ही सेंटर है, और इस्लामाबाद से बाहर कोई सेंटर है या नहीं, आई एम नॉट अवेयर ऑफ इट. But this particular procedure or जो facility है, this is very limited in our country, so we have to keep it in mind as well. So if we have somebody who cannot go for these procedure, or who doesn't want to have this fertility or the oocyte or embryo preservation, so in that case, so we have to take care. We have to do other step to take care of their ovaries, take care of their ovarian function. So usme there are some injections that we add to chemotherapy that will protect the ovaries. So chemotherapy are cytotoxic drugs. They not only affect the abnormal cells और cancer cells, they also affect the normal cells. So इस तरह ओवरी पे भी इफेक्ट होता है, और आपकी ओवरीज जो होती हैं वो एज हो जाती है, यानी कि ओवरीज का फंक्शन रिड्यूस हो जाता है फॉर पेशेंट्स हु हैव कीमोथेरेपी. सो ओवरीज को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए वी गिव इंजेक्शंस that which are given throughout chemotherapy, so that the ovarian function can be preserved. So these injections they are given once every 4 weeks, and it is well studied that women who have these injections during chemotherapy, there are more chances of them getting pregnant compared to women who don't have these injections during their treatment. The next important aspect of this issue is कि जब आप यंग पेशेंट्स को कीमोथेरेपी देते हैं तो उनके पीरियड्स पे क्या इफेक्ट होता है. सो रिमेंबर, ऐसी पेशेंट्स जिनको 35 से 40 इयर्स के दरमियान या अबव 40 इयर्स जब कीमोथेरेपी दी जाती है तो जनरली उनके पीरियड स्टार्ट नहीं होते, एंड इट इज़ कम्प्लीटली नॉर्मल. सो होता यह है कि आपकी ओवरीज ऑलरेडी एज की वजह से इस तरह होती हैं, इतनी एज हुई होती है उनकी, और दूसरा जब कीमोथेरेपी के एडवर्स इफेक्ट की वजह से जनरली ओवेरियन फंक्शन इतना प्रोनाउंस नहीं होता कि आपके साइकिल्स उस तरीके से रिज्यूम हो सकें. कुछ पेशेंट्स को इरेगुलर या ओकेजनल ब्लीडिंग हो सकती है, लेकिन मेजॉरिटी को नहीं होती. अगर किसी को इरेगुलर या ओकेजनल ब्लीडिंग हो रही है तो दैट इज़ कम्प्लीटली फाइन. सो बिकॉज यू आर यंग और आपकी ओवरीज ऑब्वियसली उस तरह से रेगुलर साइकिल्स नहीं मेंटेन कर सकती, बट देर इज़ सम बेस लाइन फंक्शन ऑफ द ओवरी वुड बी देयर एंड दे कैन हैव पीरियड्स. सो इफ दे हैव इरेगुलर्स और ओकेजनल पीरियड्स, इट इज़ टोटली नॉर्मल. सो द क्वेश्चन इज़ कि क्या पीरियड्स ना होने की वजह से या इरेगुलर होने की वजह से क्या उनकी हेल्थ पे कोई एबनॉर्मल इफेक्ट्स होते हैं. सो उसमें इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ ये है कि मेजॉरिटी ऑफ दीज वुमेन दे हैव बेसलाइन ओवेरियन फंक्शन. कुछ बेसलाइन होता है, तो जनरली मैं कोई सीरियस adverse effects on the body because of not having menstruation or regular cycles, I don't expect that. So if they have achieved menopause, यानी कि if they are at an age जहाँ पर menopause establish हो गया, उस पर फिर हम उनको calcium vitamin D देते हैं. We ask them to maintain the healthy weight. इसके अलावा we encourage them to reduce their cholesterol intake, to get their diabetes and cholesterol levels checked once every year or once every 6 months. So they need to take care of their health once they are postmenopausal. But for women who are between 40 to 50 and they have chemotherapy and they are not postmenopausal, generally they don't have periods or they have scanty or irregular periods, but they have a certain baseline ovarian function still ongoing, and that's why they don't need special care or related to their health, and it won't have an abnormal or adverse effect on their general health. So ऐसी पेशेंट्स जो कि जिनकी एज 35 से कम होती है, समटाइम्स 40 से कम होती है, तो उनके अंदर भी एक्सपेक्ट कि उनकी मेंस्ट्रुएशन रेगुलर हो जाएगी. So majority of our patients they start cycles within 6 months or between 6 months to 9 months. उनके periods restart हो जाते हैं और वो regular होते हैं, and generally they don't have any issues. So basically it is dependent on your age at diagnosis or your age at treatment कि आपके periods restart होंगे या नहीं होंगे. दूसरी important चीज़ ये है कि ऐसी patients जिनको हम hormonal treatments देते हैं, यानी कि जिनको हम ERPR पॉजिटिव होने की वजह से हार्मोनल ट्रीटमेंट्स देते हैं, जिनमें एक टैबलेट है टमॉक्सिफिन के नाम से जो दी जाती है ख़ास तौर पे यंग ख़वातीन को जिनकी एज 50 से कम होती है या जो प्री मेनोपॉजल होती हैं, उनको हम टमॉक्सिफिन देते हैं. नॉल्वाडेक्स के नाम से ये टैबलेट आती है. सो दिस टैबलेट कैन हैव इफेक्ट्स ऑन पेशेंट्स साइकिल्स एज वेल. आपके साइकिल्स इरेगुलर भी हो सकते हैं, आपकी ब्लीडिंग ज़्यादा भी हो सकती है, आपकी ब्लीडिंग कम भी हो सकती है, आपकी ब्लीडिंग irregular भी हो सकती है. So this particular medicine can have some effect on the periods. But for majority of the premenopausal women, it is completely normal to have irregular periods. It is completely normal to have slightly bleeding slightly more than normal, or it is completely normal to have bleeding which is less than normal. So we won't be really worried. So remember the message is कि अगर आपके periods during chemotherapy stop हो रहे हैं तो you don't need to panic. It can be the result of your chemotherapy on the ovaries. और जो हमारी generally एक misconception है कि periods नहीं आएंगे तो ज़िंदगी आगे नहीं चलेगी, तो that's totally false. So it is because of the effect of chemotherapy on your ovaries, and having no periods is completely normal. And अगर डॉक्टर आपको देखेगा कि आपका मेनोपॉज हो गया है because of the medicines that we have given you या chemotherapy we have given you, तो we'll take special precautions कि आपकी bones weak ना हो, आपकी cholesterol levels high ना हो, आपकी heart की condition अच्छी रहे. तो we can do that, but it's completely normal to have irregular periods. It's completely normal to have no periods, and it is not a major health issue. So this was a short message on the effects of chemotherapy and hormonal treatments on fertility and menstruation. Hope it is useful for some patients. Thank you very much.